Hello and welcome guys to my first video of my YouTube channel Executable Codes. Today we are going to perform binary search using recursive technique. It is often found that this recursive technique is very hard, but it is really easy and interesting to perform binary search with it. So without wasting time, we will hop on to the video to learn how we can perform it in an easy and simple manner. If you like it, consider sharing with your friends so they can also do it in a very easy and interesting manner. So let's start.
We will write the import statement to access the packages like scanner. Then we will write the recursive function to carry out the recursion based binary search. In the parenthesis, we will write the needed variables like the array, the lower boundary of the array, and the upper boundary limit of the array, and the search element we want to find in that binary search technique via binary search technique. So let's write. Where int AR means the array, int W means the lower boundary of that array, int up means the upper boundary of that array, and int S is the search element we are going to find in that array using the binary search technique. So then we need to pick a int image variable which we will use to find the middle portion of that array. We need to remember that the array we are working must be in a ascending format. Otherwise, it will not give the suitable result we want. Then we need to check if the lower boundary is lesser or equals to the upper boundary. Otherwise, it will not work as we need a perfect array. If it is true, then we will simply add up the lower value and the upper value and we will divide it by 2 to get the middle index, which we will store in the mid variable. Now we need to check the conditions. So if the value is in the mid variable in the array, we will simply check that if it equals to that variable or not, which is in the middle array. So let's check. If A, if AR is if the value of that middle variable in that array is equals to the search element we are finding, then it will just simply return the index. So do we need to return the index? We will just return the mid variable, which is the index we are searching. So if it is in the middle index or the variable, the middle index is now currently standing. So it will just return that variable for the index number through return statement. So let's return it. Otherwise, if it is not in that middle segment, it will be below that, means in the lower portion, in the left portion, or in the right portion to the middle. So we need to now separate those left portion and right portion in that array. So if it is in the right portion, we need to search only in the portion from middle to the right side. And if it's in the lower portion than the middle, then we will need to search in the left side from the lower button to the middle. So let's check if it is in the right side. So if it is in the right side, from the middle index, then it should be greater than the value in the middle index. So, else if the search element, if it is greater than the element in the middle, then we know it falls in the upper region. So we will just shift our lower boundary to the next prior index of the middle. So we will just search in the right side. We don't need to search in the left side, so it will be more easier to find that. So we will simply return in our recur function that first we will return the array, which is here. Then as it is the lower boundary shifting to the next index of the middle, so we'll just write mid plus one. The upper values will remain same and the search element will also remain same. Next, if it is not in the right position, third position, it will be in the lower position. So we can give a statement else if it is lower than the middle index value, but we can also use else at no other condition will be left to check. So we can directly write else return recur. First we'll return the array. Then as we are shifting it to the left side of the middle index, we will just simply send the lower index value, which we don't need to change now. Now we need to change the upper value. So upper value will be just one index prior to the middle index, which will be mid minus actually. So we can simply do this. Then as we need to return any number, so we can return minus one to check if it is there is no element found in that. We will return minus one. It will show that there is no element, no such element found in that array which we are looking for. Then it comes the part for the main function. It's not mandatory to write the string args portion in the main parenthesis. It is only needed in any other. So we can directly ignore it. Now we will write the scalar class. Now we need to take a size of the array from the user. So we will take an input from the user and the size of the array. We can write link also. So it will be just right side from this semicolon space. Will look better. We can change the line from using like escape sequence backslash n. So we don't need to worry about that. And the size we are using to take the size of the array. Now we will declare the array. Array declaration incomplete. Now we need to fill up the array with the size in it. So it can be any size as per given by the user. So let's print the statement. the elements. So before that, we will give a skip sequence so it comes in a proper order. Now we can use a loop to directly take input from the user. We can directly skip the bracket portion, as if it is a one line, we can skip the brackets. If it's more than one line, then we need to write inside a closed parenthesis or closed second parenthesis. So we will write A of I, which will indicate its index position, will equals to SC. Dot next I. So when the loop will execute, it will fill up the array as per the user given details for n number of terms. Now what we need to do, we will now take the input search element, which we will find in that array. Let's print statement. Enter element, which array. You are not using a skip sequence here, as we have already used println line over there. So it will automatically go into a next line. So better we use print here. So it will be a organized way. It will be an organized way. So let's take int search as a variable. Take the search element, c dot next int. Now we need to create an object of the class, as it is in a static function, and we have created a return in a non-static. So we need to create an object. I have written binary SARC search. I have mistakenly wrote a wrong class name, but it is not mandatory, as it can be anything. So please ignore that. Now we can directly check whether it is coming not a found element or element is found in the conditional statement if. Otherwise, we can use a variable. So it's better to use a variable now. So we will use int a is equals to a1 dot recur, which will call that recursive function. First, as per the parenthesis we have given there, we will first add the loop we have given a here. Then we will deliver the lower boundation. The lower boundation will be obviously 0. Lower boundation will be size minus 1, as we are counting from 0 to the index value of the last digit minus 1. And the search element will be search. Now we will check if not equals to minus 1. We are not checking if h is coming true or not. We are not checking if h is true. We are checking if it is not false. Not false means also true. So if it is not false, then it will print the true statement. Otherwise, it will print the false statement. So we are checking if it is not false. If h is not equals to minus 1, means it is written in index form. So we will here use a skip sequencer element found at like that, plus E, which will give the index. Or we can create another way like that, element such. We can print what element we have found. So element, this one, found at index plus H, which will print the index. Else, dash n element not found in the array. So let's check if it compiles or not. It is compiling with no syntax error, you can see here. So let's try to run it. Maybe an error has occurred. I have done a mistake here, I think. Yes, sorry for that. It will work fine. So let's compile it. Let's try to see some examples. Yes, it is fine now. So we are taking our input here. Enter a size for the array. Let's give a size. Let's take 5. Enter the array element. So now we'll enter the array element. So to keep it very simple, let's try with simple 1, 2, 5. Enter element to search. Now we'll try to find any element here. So we can check that I have given value inputs in an ascending order. So we must keep it clear that the order must be in ascending, otherwise it will not give a proper value. So now let's find the number 2, element 2, found at index 1. So it is giving a positive value, 0, 1. So as the number 2 is in the index 1, so it is giving a correct value. So let's check another. Now let's check for a negative value, means a negative answer. So let's check the input again. 5. So now let's search for number 6, which is not in the array list. So it will return that the element is not found. So let's check element not found in the array. So our program is working fine without any issues. So we can check for any larger values also. Let's check once. So let's check it for 58 or let's check it for 87. It should return 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, index 4. So let's check element digit 7 found at index 4. So it is working properly without any issues. So we have done a correct coding. So this is it. We will come again with a new video very soon. So if any queries, you can comment down here. And thank you. And good night.